Hey everyone, welcome back to Vibes and Vines. I'm Kira Matalasi, a plant lover and a music lover. And today I am here to give y'all a quick August update on the backyard. And by quick, I mean really quick because it's 110 degrees outside. So let's get it going. But before I do, go ahead and hit that subscribe button, click the like button, and click that notification bell to be notified every single time I post. Excuse me, I'm already a little parched being out here. Okay, so yeah, once you've done that, let's go ahead and get going and call up that chick and see if she's home. Oops, okay, let's go. So here is my traditional peppermint. Compared to the last video, you can see it's grown so much. The ginger mint looks like it needs to be like put over here, to be honest. It doesn't need that sun. My lemon thyme is doing okay, but this too needs to be put over here. It's just too much, but this is loving it. So my watermelons aren't doing anything over here. I picked up some potatoes. The hyssop is still staying alive. My peppers came back. I'll show you a picture of when my peppers got eaten by a caterpillar. Yeah, there's carrots are still doing well. I hope the carrots are actually big. And then my mango tree is looking strong and still good. If you go over here, we got the baby's tears coming up in the tree. I am so beyond grateful and happy. And then we added a new pad right here. This Trandescantia, I think that's how you say it. Ooh, look how, and imagine there's like a whole little world up in here. Isn't that beautiful? Okay, so we got Trandescantia, I think, and then that plant's still vining and doing well. That turned off, now it's easier. So we got these marigolds, and they seeded themselves, and they're growing so well over here. That watermelon right here is doing okay. We got some flowers that are kind of done for the season. Ooh, the birds are fighting. And here is my last corn. Right here is like the aftermath of like my tomato. That one kind of got disease. This corn failed was because it just wasn't getting, it was on a slope, so it wasn't getting enough water, and corn needs to be moist almost at all times. With this SoCal heat, like it's 110 degrees right now, so it just was not having it. And it does good by borders, and I'll show you right now what corn is doing okay. It's this one, but this is confusing because these should all be like out, because these are what pollinate the silks on the corn. But what is disgusting is all of these ants have created like a little colony of just bugs. It's just not looking cute, so I'm just gonna pluck all these out of here. My tomatoes, because of this heat, they're still surviving, but they're not thriving anymore. I think it's because, you know, I'm still working with the soil, so it would be better if you're working with new soil to poke holes in here so that the water can get down into the deeper root system. Otherwise, they just kind of tangle themselves and just kind of live a slow life. But what's interesting is that you can see right there, there are these two things growing for a while, and I just didn't think too much of it. But there's another one over here, and then I realized there's sunflowers, and I'm pretty sure one of the seeds from the bird seed blew over here and planted itself, so that's pretty cool. Got this basil that's popping out. I should cut all these off. And then this tomato's just done and over with. And I think the reason why this failed is because there's this bush, I think it's a rose bush, and it just started to crowd it out. Yeah, and then look at these mushrooms that just started growing, these clusters of mushrooms. So at least that's good. So I know that there's beneficial fungi and microbes in the soil, so That's a good sign. Here we have the vines that are doing their little viney thing. They're doing gorgeous, gorgeous, gorgeous. One's even going across here. I have to like make sure to pull them from the neighbor side sometimes. I pulled all of these potatoes because they're just putting out top growth. I only got a few tiny potatoes. I took the dill away, harvested some seeds, and the oranges are doing their thing. They're looking pretty good, not gonna lie. This African blue basil died. The okra, I'm just kind of seeing what happens like in the full sun. So we'll see. The sage is still looking okay. I think I'm gonna put it in slightly less sunny conditions. Basil is still growing. I need to clip these off because now they're all dried and ready. Here is the tomato from last time, and they have some bulbs in there like they took, so I'm waiting for the tomatoes to pop out. Purple potatoes over here. This lemon tree blew up. The lime tree is doing well too. There's still new growth. However, if you look, there's still crispies, and those are because it just got so hot so quick. But you know, there's still new growth, so it's okay. And this I have changed completely compared to last time you saw it. I think that's a certain kind of bee. Look at that. I think that's a native bee. I put down some planting soil, even though I did say before that this can do without great soil just because it's a weed. It does okay with decent soil. I feel like the summer heat has helped these do so amazing. I didn't realize this thyme was doing so well, so you can tell the difference between old growth and new growth by the color of their stems and kind of how floppy they are. So if you look, these all have green stems, which means this is all growth from like the past couple months. And then if you look at the woodier sections, these are probably have already experienced the season. I think are from last year. But thyme is so resilient. I think this is English thyme. I figured, you know, England and the UK, it's rainy almost all year round, like 200 and something days out of the year. So I figured it would do well in part sunny conditions. Ooh, I honestly don't know what it is. Like every single time I am outside, every single time I hear this zzz, and then I think it's like a bumblebee, but it's like a red-headed hummingbird that like loves to be out here. So every single time I'm like right here in this specific location, she like just buzzes by, looks at me, flies around, and then just kind of disappears. I don't know if that hummingbird is reincarnated as something or if she just likes the way I smell and likes my vibe, but that's wild. Very wild. Oh, there she is. There she is. There she is. There she is. See, I was talking about her and then she wanted me to show her off. See? I don't know what that is. That's so funny. And this is her favorite tree. The hibiscus haven't been putting out flowers because hibiscus are perfect flowers for hummingbirds. I don't know what is up with these birds. I'm kind of feeling like Snow White right now, low key. This is like pumping up my self-esteem. Or maybe they're just happy I gave them ice water this morning and filled up their food. Who knows? So this is the typical culinary sage. However, I really love how sweet this and tricolored sage. I really like how sweet this is, and it smells beautiful when it's burned. So you can use this in cooking, like around, you know, the holidays. But honestly, this burned is so beautiful. And this is my, oh, what's going on over here? So this is my shishito pepper. It's growing back. It's doing pretty well. If you haven't seen this in my last video for the clearance section, go ahead and watch that and come back. It started to peel back kind of like a banana till like the green parts are more prominent. Here are my orange twist calendulas, which are doing okay. I think I may need to fertilize them. Hyssop's doing great. This is a random hummingbird seed. Marjorum's doing good. Only one of the corn popped up. Kale's doing pretty decent. Shallots. Emerald Tower basil's looking good. 2 of the sections of holy basil took. And both, like I said last time, the bergamot and salvia are just too sensitive for this heat out here. There's like one bergamot that kind of survived, but I'm gonna save that to plant later. These marigold calendulas are doing okay. I keep saying I need to plant these, so we'll actually see. Parsley's popping up. The OG hummingbird seed is right here. When it comes to collecting seeds, if I have a picture, I'll show you. But I took all the dill and I cut off the tops and put them in a bowl so that I could put them in a container, shake them up, and all the seeds will fall. So here are the seed tops. And this makes it real easy because a lot of the other stuff, like if you have any lettuce, you have to crack open the pods. But dill makes it super easy, and it's also good if you want something to self-seed in your garden, if you just want to plant a bunch of dill. Yeah, and then I do have some lemon balm that I dried to show you. It's like all up and down here because and this is just off of one plant. So let me show you what collecting seeds would look like. So you can take these, you just took a few flowers off, you crunch them in your hand a little bit, and then you get the seeds. Some pods will have more than others. This only looks like it has like 4 seeds in here, but yeah. I'm going to give all this soil a break. I'm gonna pull out, so next month you should see all the tomatoes gone. Maybe the basil stays, the sunflowers are gonna stay. But yeah, all these are just kind of done. So the soil, I'm gonna let the microbes kind of replenish themselves. And before I say au revoir, I'm going to cut off some lemon verbena leaves just to make the lemon verbena kale smoothie. Just cause it's too hot to make tea. I also lost one of my favorite teapots. So this is gonna happen. These are freshly disinfected with alcohol. How am I gonna do this with one hand? Okay, let me just, how am I gonna do this? I'm just gonna snip right above here. Here's Miss Lemon Verbena. I just took a snip off the top because this is such a prolific grower. What I'm probably gonna do now is take some of the leaves, steep it in some tea, and stick it in the fridge. And then I'm gonna take a few leaves for the smoothie. Here is the hot water, and I'm just gonna drop these in. I'm kind of just doing this off of instinct. Whoops. So if my instincts are wrong, I guess that's how the cookie crumbles. As per usual, I'm gonna start this with a lemonade base, balance it out with some water, stick the verbena leaves in there, stick some pineapple up in there, top it off with some mangoes. Now we got the kale in here and we are ready to go. Looks about the same as my typical kale smoothie, but a little more green. Okay, and here the taste test goes. I am putting this in my smoothie forever and ever. See, there's already lemonade in there, and the citrus of the pineapple, the sweetness of the mango, the bitterness of the kale, the sweet bitterness of the kale. Just as the flavors, you know, rounding about, and you're kind of like, I don't really taste it. It's like, boom. And you just get hit with this bright citrus adjacent note of the lemon verbena. I'm gonna add more next time. I just didn't know if it was gonna be good or not. Thanks so much for coming back. I really appreciate it, y'all. Like, I've just been looking at the views going up way quicker than they have been. So if you are a subscriber, thank you more than I can even express. If you're here right now and you're kind of like, oh, I don't know if I should subscribe, well, thank you for just being in here in general. I have endless gratitude towards anyone who's clicking on my videos. So yeah, so thanks so much, and I shall see you next week for a music of the week.